Hey y'all, welcome to or back to Growth Rising. I'm Bird, and on this channel, we just talk about all things dealing with astrology. We've been going over the Jupiter placements, so today we'll be going over Jupiter in Aquarius. So you can Google birth chart calculator, free birth chart calculator, or just go to AstroSeek, Astro Cafe. There's several websites out there. You just have to type in your birth date, time, and place, and it'll bring you up your specific chart so you can see what sign and house your Jupiter is in. After you do that, and you see that you have Jupiter in Aquarius, or you may know somebody who has a Jupiter in Aquarius, this video is for you. So, first and foremost, if you do have this placement, you can be a very smart and unique individual, because we do know that Aquarius do like to be a one of a kind. So with Jupiter in this placement, it still applies. Unique, an interesting person to be around. This person can also have a unique way of thinking, so they can be open minded about certain things when everybody might just hear some kind of idea and kind of shake their head and no about it, like that doesn't make sense. A Jupiter and Aquarius person will think like, mm, let me see, how did you get from point A to L or whatever, let's see how you got from one point to the other, because it might make sense if you think about it a different way, which a Jupiter and Aquarius person would like to do, is to think about things in a different way. These people will also enjoy shocking or surprising people with their views, like their different viewpoints. They might enjoy coming up with a different view from a different perspective that most people don't think about. It's something that, makes them happy, and that's okay. Um, these people can also recognize new trends before everyone else does. Aquarius does be ahead of time, ahead of the time before everybody else in several situations. Um, with certain things, if an Aquarius has, well, not Aquarius, but if a Jupiter in Aquarius has made up their mind about a certain opinion, like, um, chocolate ice cream is better than strawberry ice cream, something like that, they're going to stick to that opinion unless you can prove to them that they are wrong or show some kind of facts that the strawberry ice cream is indeed better than the chocolate. Because once they've made up their mind, they've made up their mind. We have to keep in mind that Aquarius is still a fixed sign. So Aquarius can still get pretty stubborn. So Jupiter here can be open-minded, but once they have their mind set on something, it's set on it. There's like no changing it unless you can show some kind of facts, some kind of statistics, something backing up your claims. Then they'll be like, oh, okay, I see where you're coming from with that, because they don't mind seeing stuff from a different point of view. But if they have their mind made up, you can't just come at them with your opinion. You have to show them why it's true, even though it's their opinion. Yeah. It's yeah. um These people can be very popular. A Jupiter and Aquarius person could easily make friends, get along with plenty of people. Somebody who people like to know. They could just have that energy about them that kind of draws others to them. um, if you do have a Jupiter in Aquarius, do not be afraid to socialize with others. I do understand that some people are introverts and don't really like to be around others like that, or don't really like to socialize a lot. But if you have a Jupiter in Aquarius, just know that you can get a lot of good things from being around other people because Jupiter is a sign that can bring lucks and good fortune. And Aquarius socialize. Aquarius is an air sign. So I would say just don't be afraid to be around others because you could find out some things or get in in contact with some of the people who you may have been wanting to get in contact with just because you stepped outside of your comfort zone. Now, I'm not saying that everybody who has this placement needs to go to every get together, gathering, party that is in their area. No, but it's okay to step outside that comfort. And I also know that other placements in your chart also play a factor as well. Excuse me. That's why I said if you are introverted. If you have a lot of air placements, you may not be a very introverted person. um, the Jupiter in Aquarius person would prefer to stand up for the underdog. You know, they want to give that person who everybody has counted out, a chance. And they believe in that person. So they're going to stand up for that person. They're not going to have an issue with speaking up, with, using their voice. If you also have this placement, you may enjoy volunteering. And also, if you are not as comfortable with being around people, but you want to get around more people, volunteering may also be something that's good for you. Like maybe volunteer somewhere at some shelter or something that may only have a couple of volunteers a week or on certain days so you don't overwhelm yourself at one time. You just kind of ease yourself into socializing more. Um, excuse me. If you are an Aquarius Jupiter, remember to not get lost in the theories. That air, love a theory, but don't get lost in the theories to the point where, what's right here in front of you is just irrelevant. It's okay to, look into them, but don't get so absorbed in them. Um, if you do have a Aquarius Jupiter, you can go into certain fields with science that might interest you, engineering, technology, humanitarian, of course, and of course, astrology. So, if you do have an Aquarius Jupiter, I like to know what you did and did not resonate with, and if you felt like I left anything out. And I'm not sure if I said it at the beginning, but if you do have Jupiter in Aquarius, you also have to make sure you look at the ruling planet. So traditionally, Saturn also rules Aquarius, but modernly, Uranus rules Aquarius. So you can look at both of them, or if you're more traditional, look at Saturn, or just, modern, look at Uranus. But where those planets are and how they are in the signs that they're in could also affect how your Jupiter is to act in Aquarius. So if your Uranus is in, you know, Leo and your Saturn is in Cancer, your Jupiter might not be the happiest one. But, if your Uranus and your Saturn or Saturn, just depending on whichever one that you look at, are in a sign they like or cool in, then your Jupiter will be able to move and to do Jupiterian things more easily. But I just wanted to go ahead and add that because I don't think I said it at the beginning. But thank you for watching and have a good one.